Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to today's Satsang. We're recording it from Umhlanga. It's a lovely sunny day. The sea is the nicest color of shades of blue. Skies are clear. And from time to time you might either hear Lulu or see Lulu, the resident healer cat. So let's just do a quick check-in. Barbara.
Yeah, I've had a good week. I've done a lot of reading this week, which has been good. I've been I've been reading Awakening in the Dream. I don't know, have you read it?
No.
Have you read it?
No. Have you?
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been, basically I'm almost finished that. I'll probably finish it today, but it's very interesting. I enjoy David Wilcock's view of things, and I follow him on YouTube and whatever. So yeah, I've been doing that. I've been staying away from the TV because I don't want to allow any drama and crap to get into my life. And so I've had a good week. Yeah,
that's good. You look all alive and chirpy and happy. Yes. So awesome. Yeah, nice to see. And I've got Maria here with me today.
Yeah, so my week was the opposite of yours, Barbs. I had a lot of drama with overseas clients from the US who were going through a lot of stress. I had lots of late nights of consulting and coaching and that. So early morning bedtimes of 2:30, 3 a.m. and the TV on in between so that I would know what was going on so that I could consult accordingly. So yeah, I did have the drama going around me. So enjoying the fact that it's now over and I can breathe and relax. Yeah, that was me. And your week?
My week has been nice. I've had some clients at quiet time. I had some time to catch up on all my marketing stuff. And once a month I come through to Umhlanga to feed my soul, to put my feet in the sand and the sea, to go for walks, and then also see clients on the side. And more and more clients are saying yes, the ones that's on the side that don't feel like traveling through to Kloof. So it's nice making myself available. So I'm very grateful to Erika for this opportunity. So yes, I'm in a good space. All good from my side. Okay, so we are a lean team today, so we can do lots of interactions. This morning before Maria came, I connected and the card deck that we are drawing cards from today is the Psychic Tarot. And I started with 1, and then I picked 2, and then I picked 3, and then I picked 4, and then I picked 5.
That's what you've been busy.
Yes. It's in my off time waiting for Maria. She was on time, but it's like I was playing very nicely. And the cards that is available for our group today are some nice ones. The first card that I drew is Destiny. And Destiny is where it shows the various parts either being drawn or manifest into reality. But it's a 10, so it's a number 1 card, and it's new beginnings, but it's also whatever is destined to happen will happen. And it's just to follow our highest destiny. There's various outcomes for us always, and depending on each time which decision we make, we then opt along those destiny lines. So sometimes So let me just, and I opened the book at Destiny. I love it when Spirit just guides me to the correct page. So it tells us that good luck and fortune are now in our favor. A cycle of change, success, and growth is imminent. The life ebbs and flows in a natural journey, and the destiny signifies that luck is positioning directly at you. What you sow, you about to reap. Open up your heart and accept and receive what you've earned. Opportunities, whether expected or unexpected, are knocking at your door. This is a time to allow your problems to be replaced by solutions. Believe in destiny as you learn to let go of old issues. Believe you're being guided and being given the chance to understand the lessons and gain the wisdom from the past, enabling you to move steadily forward in a positive direction. Holding on to a strong belief that you deserve to be happy and prosperous and have abundance in all areas of your life is the key. This confident mindset will show you that the impossible can indeed become the possible. With this card, take advantage of all the opportunities. Act now. Take responsibility for your actions and enjoy the fact that destiny is presently in your favor. Don't always rely on luck, however, for the wheel is most definitely will turn again. But this is the Wheel of Fortune card. And as I said, last week I felt such tremendous excitement as if something positive or good or I don't know what was unknown, but just felt this deep excitement bubbling up. And this week also, it feels like positive, since Monday, it feels like positive movement forward. Lots of things coming in, putting lots of things out, but it feels like it's heading in the right direction. There's just this feel that, I'm going to say, I'm in the flow of it, and all I need to do is take the steps and sort of keep the course of what I would like to create in my destiny. And so yeah, I can strongly feel this. It feels like there's a lot to look forward to be excited about. So yeah, that is the first card. And then the second card that we got today is Hope. It's a beautiful card where someone holds a light in their hands. It's a number 17. So both are major arcana cards, and we've got 3 major arcana cards today. And 17 says, hope. This is a card that focuses on the qualities of hope, faith, healing, aspirations, success, and finally enlightenment. When this card appears, know that a special wish that you've made may be fulfilled in time. The hope will help you show that the impossible can indeed become possible. And they sort of repeat of one another. It's like if we didn't believe the first one, it's just a confirmation of the second one. So it is just to check if there's whatever any of our self-talk, self-beliefs, whatever we think is impossible, to eradicate that, because anything is possible. It's not to set any limitations on ourselves, on outcomes of what can be manifested. It's to it's not there, then you can say it's not there yet, but have openness, have total openness for magic and miracles and divine timing and synchronicity and beautiful things to come out. Because we are magnetically attracting that, and we gravitating towards it as we journey this path. The force that works through your soul, determining what's possible and the difference between success or failure, and above all, who we are, is the power of your belief. This card serves as a reminder to use your natural ability of intuition, the language of your soul, as you reach your new goals and desires. The future can be yours when you have hope and trust in everything you do. Soon others will be attracted and drawn by your inner light. Learn to share your experiences and lessons, for those around you will also realize that by having faith and pushing forward where once have felt no hope at all is the key to success. Above all, maintain a positive attitude. Starting right now, this very minute, will allow your soul to soar. You'll discover an opportunity to shine as you reach for the stars. And this is the star card in the traditional tarot. It's a beautiful message of hope, especially whatever goes on in the world. There's still hope. There's always hope of positive things. We set the course of our destiny, so it doesn't have to be anybody else's vantage point on what's actually happening. In the center card, in the center is a number 5. And it is a gentleman that's walking down the stairs, and it's conflict and defeat. And it's like there's pictures of other men running up the stairs, but he's stumbling down the stairway. There's a dim candle in front of him. And I guess it's also the things that Beryl had to face for the past week or so, a few weeks. And we all sometimes have to face some kind of conflict or defeat. So what we do with that energy, how we handle that, how we return from that, shows our strength of character. So it's a little test that we go through. But I'm feeling that a lot, it's like in between my healing sessions, I really take the time to relax. Because clients come with that energy to me. So, and then I feel what they feel. So as an empath, I experience everything. So I have to raise the frequency from there to higher. But at times, then I just have to transmute all the remnants and just clear. But very much aware of what people have to go through and what they've been living through, and try and help them stand up again and forge ahead. So it's a number 5 card, and it's a mental card, and it represents significant learning and change. And how you handle yourself at this time is vital for your overall well-being. This card could relate to lack of sensitivity in taking action or response to conditions or situations around you. This need for sensitivity could relate to you or someone else in your life. Even though a battle can be won, it's important to evaluate the cost and pain to both parties. Sometimes it's best to surrender and walk away. if no answer or victory can be achieved. Don't assign blame, become deceitful, or set out to get revenge. For this results in a negative energy becoming part of you. You are being tested on how delicately and gently you take your next step. Remember, everything in your life is an opportunity to learn and grow. So for those of us that have chosen the path of growth, we from time to time have faced this. And it's on the spiritual path, you don't just have, it's not just covered with rose petals because you're enlightened, and it's just beautifully moment from moment. We have to go through sometimes the difficult things where there has been conflict or where we felt defeated. And defeat is not always what it seems. At times, there's a victory in walking away. There's a victory in not accepting that conflict anymore. But we don't. It sometimes takes us time to see it. Only now I can truly say that the best thing that happened to me this year was the worst thing that happened to me this year. I can see, I'm so grateful for it having happened, where I haven't been so extraordinarily happy about it happening. So sometimes we just need time to really see the gift of whatever we have to walk away from time to time. If it's conflict, and then just dust ourselves off and rise victoriously. So that is a card not to make us disheartened, but to understand that when those things do come up, it's like we can do this. Sometimes we don't feel like we can, because it drains everything out of us, but we can. We are strong, and we've got one another. There's always help and support available. And then from this conflict and the defeat card, the beautiful card that follows this is victory and success. And it's a guy standing on a mountain ledge, trumpeting his trumpet, and there's light, and it's a 6 card, so it's just a beautiful energies. It's a spiritual card, so it's indicative that after the conflict and defeat, when we are still in our spiritual path, when we apply all those principles, we do see the victory and success. And I'm now at that stage where I can actually see it and feel it, not feel, I think the last bit of defeat has been released. So I feel a lot more stronger, a lot more confident, a lot more solid and secure in myself, in who I am, in my approach, in healings, in life, in all that. So the victory and success card says good news is on its way. Now, if it didn't come in the first card, and it didn't come in the second card, there's a third card. So we'll claim it wholeheartedly and completely. That is often followed by a difficult period, and it's amazing that card follows the conflict and defeat card. So it tells such a beautiful story. Many people around you are very proud to see how you triumphantly came through it. They respect you and may even attempt to follow your example. All we need to do is set examples when we go through these life lessons. You've worked hard and devoted much effort to get to this point in your life. when you've become wiser and have grown in so many ways. Always remember to stop and pat yourself on the back. You deserve it. This card also reminds you to stay grounded. Remember where you come from and keep your ego in check. Don't lose who you really are. This victory can be used as a teaching tool for the future, and I can definitely see that. Realize that if you came through this challenging time, you can achieve anything. So it is such beautiful messages that it's available for us today, and it's to embrace it, to accept it, and to make the most of it. The fifth card is number 13, and it's a transformation. It's a lady with it looks like butterfly wings or angel wings, and she's got a crystal by a third eye in a chain form, and she's wearing green. And it's like the butterfly going through this transformation. Wherever we've come from, we all have gone through a period of mushiness. Not that and not that, but just nothingness. In order for the new us to arise, give birth to the new us, give birth to the shamans in us, the medicine women in us, the goddesses, or the warrioresses, or all the highest aspects of our feminine power, and for the masculine also, for them to embrace their feminine energies and the power and the gentleness, of the kindness, the consideration, the compassion, the nurturer, because we all have those energies in us. It is we will be operating more on. What have we given more focus to? What have we appreciated the most? The masculine doing and triumphing, or the feminine? So let me read you the transformation card. Its message to us today is a time of endings is close at hand. Repeat. Don't resist the abrupt changes that are suddenly happening in your life. I can see the blessings in that, so all I can say is embrace it. It's the best thing that can happen to you. It doesn't matter what it is that has caused this change. It's always for your highest good. These could be taking place in your personal life or in relationships. And our topic today continues with relationships. So I'm very much aware of the changes in relationships, having especially the clients that came this week, both having had narcissistic husbands and experiences, and yeah, just how you stand up from that, how you recover from those experiences is quite something. But having had that experience recently in my experience tool, it's okay, yes, no, I know exactly how it feels, I know exactly how it looks like, and it's given me the know-how of how to respond to these ladies, to not necessarily accept that and think that they did anything wrong. We just have to reclaim ourselves and our power, not believe what has been said. You have the strength as the transformation card asking you to have courage and to know that renewal follows every conclusion. This card comes forth to remind you that the death of an old way of thinking and believing must occur before you can move forward in the new path. So what comes to me is not to take our past into our destiny. The past wounding, or the past beliefs, or the past thoughts, or the past attitudes, or the past self-talk. lots have had to change, and that was the gift and the beauty of this year, because everybody was sort of had to go through that experience due to COVID, due to isolation, due to things changing. It's like the whole world came to a halt. It's like recalculating, and we had all these retrogrades, and it's recalculating, and it's like on the background we are working towards our future and what do we want, and like I said, what needs to move out, what needs to change, what needs to be released, what needs to be cleared. Do we get to that? Have you gotten to the stage where you can draw the line in the sand and say, okay, to here and no further, with whatever aspect in your life, and then you move into the new without any of this. Transformation is all about the ebb and flow of life cycles. Nothing in this life remains motionless. Everything is on its way to somewhere. Accept the changes, and the opportunities will come to expand you in more ways than you could ever imagine. You can't live in the past. It's time to move on. In order to take the next possible step, you should look closely at your own life and ask yourself, are there any loose ends that need to be tied up? Are there people in my life with whom I need to express myself to? What needs to be completed so that I can have a fresh start? When you do so, you will have a stronger, more reinforced foundation to carry you through the new beginnings that await you. And this is the traditional death card. But it says with each ending, there's a new beginning. It's like the death of the old cycle. We are in November, and it's nearly the death of 2020. One more month, and this year is down in the record books.
I didn't expect that.
Doubly emphasized. Really feeling it. And we lived through it. Lots of people in the beginning of lockdown, I thought, oh, how are we going to make it, and how are we going to survive? And we all survived. Okay, not all, but all the ones that's listening to this have survived. And it shows us how strong we are and resilient we are, no matter what changes and challenges we had to face this year, no matter what knocks we had to experience. So what do you ladies say about the cards?
I just see such a lovely synergy between the cards. Every single one of them I can relate to and seems to resonate with circumstance in my situation. Something that came through for all of them underpinning is, what do I believe? What is my perception? My perception of the now, this current, set of circumstances or the situations I'm facing that might have some conflict or might be in a process of transformation, indicating that there's a movement forward in a different direction. And I think underpinning that has been this question of, so what do I believe about those things? What are my current perceptions? And then what needs transformation in my thinking, in my believing, in my view of the now, the past, the now, and the future. So for me, it's as much as about what's less tangible and less concrete. It's more the inner stuff that I'm being challenged on than the external circumstances. And I just love the the underpinning message of hope that exists in all of those, that the destiny is in a positive direction. You need to have a perspective of that. You need to have a view of that, a picture of it.
Yes.
And what are the things that you want for yourself? I think if you have nothing,
Yeah.
the path's probably going to be a little bit windy. So it's to set new intention, new desires, when these ones that we're currently sitting with are past their sell-by date. They're ready to change. So yeah, that was just what came for me. But all 5 of them were very relevant for me. Very encouraging. Thank you.
Barbara?
Yeah, I completely agree. Not so much in my personal life, because those cards were all lovely, but I could see how each one of them was so relevant to what's going on the planet, basically.
Yeah.
And particularly politically at the moment, this week of all weeks. And although I have been staying away from the TV, obviously can't sort of, walk around with your clouds in your ears first. You've got to, you absorb some of it. And it's so true what Maria said, that we need to actually look at what we really believe.
Yeah.
And then have a look at why we believe it. And because, when you watch CNN, all these channels, there's one's good and one's bad, but yet there's good and bad on both sides. So what do you believe? What do I believe? And I realized this week that I have to have just that positive viewpoint that everything will be transformed, and that there is hope, and that the destiny that we're headed in the direction of is going to be a good one. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to believe this one's bad and that one's good or anything like that. I'm just going to have that viewpoint that I don't believe any of it, quite frankly. I can read all the books in the world, listen to all the talk shows and podcasts and everything else. It's only one person's point of view. So it's really important, as Maria said, to ask yourself what you believe and search your heart to see what you actually believe. Yeah, so that's what I took from it.
Thank you, Barbara. Yeah, for me, it ties in with the discussions that we had last week about manifestation, because you manifest your biggest belief, the belief that carries the most weight, that you've reinforced so many times. I'm watching a series now on Netflix, and it's about relationships and stuff. And I can see how they self-talk. They're calling forth certain experiences. Like the one lady has issue with the age difference between her and her partner, and she said, "No, somebody's going to voice it, and somebody's going to say that it is bad, and somebody's going to do this, and we're going to have to face this challenge." But it's like it's a challenge within her, and she's actually calling it forth for other people to express that challenge, so that you can say, "See, it's not being accepted." Where when we take responsibility for ourselves and our decisions, and we say, "Okay, you know what? It actually doesn't matter," then it doesn't matter, and life mirrors back to you. It doesn't matter. Hello, Nikki. Yes. So it is to see where we have these self-fulfilling prophecies of our beliefs that has given us the manifestations that we didn't want in the past. Because when we change it, we change our reality. We change the outcomes. When Erika started coming to see me, she didn't live in a flat anymore, and it's beautiful. It's you can see the ocean from here, and it's just peaceful and beautiful. And she says, but she has this picture in her head of sitting on the couch on the stoep, with her feet on the little ledge there, with a coffee in her hand, good coffee in her hand, and looking at the ocean. And that has been her picture. And at times she would come to me and cry and says, "But I don't have a picture anymore. I can't go back there." And I said, "No, but you can, and how can you? And there were certain challenges and of conflict and feeling defeated that she had to overcome, but she created it again and was able to move back here and able to stay here with her cats, and everything that sort of prevented her then became her liberating once she transformed all those energies, moved beyond all those fears. It's like when you have that strong picture, and she said it's a picture in her head, and she just knows. But when you have that is what manifests. So it's to look inside you of what is your truest beliefs, because the strongest truest beliefs get to manifest, and you're going to be able to express and access that part of your destiny. Or if there's anything in your life that is still preventing you by your thought forms and belief systems, that needs adjusting. Sometimes people feel very close to it, but they don't know how to access it. But most of the times it's just inside. It's a very short distance that you have to walk, because it's inside, turn around, switch, change direction, and then you're heading in the right direction again. Alrighty, so very exciting cards for us, and very pertinent. So we're still reading out of the book, The Greatest Human Potential and Walking in One's Own Light. And we're now on the second part of the chapter of the love of your life is you. And it's been speaking about the crap that we call in with the titles that we give of soulmates and twin flames, and making them the bee's knees, putting them on pedestals and thinking that is the ultimate, the one, and then if it doesn't turn out that way, and it was just the one that creates change within you, or the one that makes you actually start believing in yourself because you realize you don't need the other, or whatever it is. It's that attachment to the titles, or the entitlement of the other person's bad behavior, that trips us up. And it's to start seeing now this topic on love from a different vantage point, because everything is about perspectives. Everything is about dropping the judgments of those that has come into our lives and have done all atrocious things and had truly bad behaviors. Just seeing it now from a different vantage point, so that our destiny outcome for instance, relationships can be different because our relationship with ourselves has changed. And that's what I've also actually liked watching this Netflix series. It's Love is Blind, but it's just to see, you can see how people's beliefs about themselves are stumbling them up. Whatever fears, whatever wounding of the past, they keep on pulling forward, and they keep on following on in their own footsteps, and they're repeating the cycles. And in this day and age, and in this year and now, we are able to move beyond the old cycles, not fear repeating them, but taking responsibility, shifting our vantage point, and creating a new. And yeah, I'm also talking to myself. Okay, so indeed, you have many individuals with whom you have incarnated. Again, your desire to have a twin flame on this planet is a little demanding and damaging in the process. Know that you can experience amazing, wondrous connections with absolutely everyone and everything when you start to run programs of self-love. Therein lies the key. Self-love starts and ends with self-love. The more you connect with Source, the more love you have for yourself and for all others. Many of you are afraid to connect with others because you're afraid you'll connect with their dysfunctions. But as you start to evaluating your frequency and connecting more with Source, you start to connect to your own divine self. And as a reflection, you will begin to connect to the divinity in others. It doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be a struggle. The difficulties and struggles comes from fear programs, and these are all illusionary. So if you're unsure of what the next steps is in your life, or whoever is listening to this, with regards to relationships, it's to do the internal work and see where are there still any fear programs within relationships due to the experiences from the past, or the examples that perhaps parents have shown, or just whatever has been your teacher in this lifetime about that, about love or a lack of self-love. To know that they're all illusions. So the more you stay present, the more you can identify those programs and decide in the moment not to judge. You will be able to change what you are pulsing out and dramatically alter your relationships. Because sometimes when we're in that relationship or in that circumstance or in that experience, we just see it from our vantage point. We don't see the bigger picture. We don't see how we are actually causing this or calling it forth by other beliefs from past or past lifetimes. It might be a karmic cycle that needs to come to an end. It might be untruths that we believe about ourselves and then living with untruths. It might be a myriad of other things. But it's like if you take a vantage point from just like looking at it as the movie and say, oh, okay, but that's where that caused it. That's where that has happened. That's why that was repeated. Oh wow, women, can you not see your worth? Oh wow, women, don't you know when to walk away? And many a time, in certain, not promoting that everybody should break up and have a divorce if things get hot or are not favorable, but there's not every relationship is meant to last forever. We go into that with that belief, but when we go through karmic relationships, they are not forever relationships. It's not to think, okay, but we deserve this bad behavior, we deserve this feeling bad, we deserve this disconnected, the dysfunctional union, because that's all we are with. It is, we have, as we gain more self-love and know our worth, there's a less tolerance for experiences like that. And we attract more of the other type of experiences that's also available. So you'll be able to change what you are pulsing out and dramatically alter your relationships. In your love relationships, you all tend to go back to memories of the past, making assumptions that this moment will be identical to the previous one, thus repeating the same old patterns. You use your past experiences as point of reference. That's what the destiny card is. It's like, where is your point of reference? Are you going to, is your focus on past, because then you're going to repeat past. If you focus on other experiences, because then you'll have that. Whatever your strongest belief is, that's what you're going to manifest. So take note. Do the inner work rather than simply being present and allowing the moment to be new and unique. And that's nice when you're really in that energy of allowing it to be new and unique, and you think, oh wow, okay, this is a lovely new experience. I haven't had this before. Yeah. You say to yourself, this is what happened to me in the past, and it is just going to happen to me again. How many of you have had that thought? And it can be in relationships, it can be at work, it can be anywhere where you find the struggle in life. It's like, as you change the relationship that you have with yourself, your old programming, you will then change the relationship that you have with others. Often, others do not have to change their behaviors in order for you to alter the dynamics of the relationship. We can always be the change that we're looking for. Like Andy says, be the change that you're looking for, because you're the change. You change your outside circumstances change, either they fall away or new ones come or they change or whatever. But sometimes people have had different experience with the same person because their attitude towards them changed. So where a husband and wife have been living together, and the one might have been an alcoholic, and the wife judged him and belittled him and shouted at him and just all that. And she kept on year after year after year giving him resistance and breaking him down. It sort of fed the feeling bad energies within him. He continued drinking, and that cycle between them continued. And then one year she decides, stop this, I'm just going to accept it now. I don't care anymore. I just give up. I know I can't do anything. I'm just like, I know I love you, and you know what, I'm just, yeah. And with that accepting energy and that loving energy, suddenly the husband decides, oh, I don't need to drink anymore. As if the drink was for the wife's benefit. And while she resisted, that irritation just got on the beat cycle. But when she totally gave up, it's like, and for the rest of their life, he wasn't alcoholic anymore, and actually was a pleasant person. So there is times where things can change, but it's the same. So if you change, you still have self-love and you still have self-worth, and you have no more blame and judgments and condemnations or anything like that. If it can change, then it changes, or the person changes, or whatever. So yeah, I've seen it over and over in many people's lives. So this is true for all manner of relationships, including a family member, a co-worker, a lover, a friend. Like attracts like. So as you started changing your programming, if others in your entourage are still running the old programs, which are no longer a match for yours, they won't be able to play them out with you. They may play the old programs out with others, but again, not with you. Remember, only when there is a vibrational attraction do you co-create. Right now, you are entering a period of creation of form like never before. We encourage you to focus on your frequency, the frequency of joy, abundance, love, harmony. It is all about the essence of creation and not about what it should look like. It is by focusing on frequency rather than form, you are releasing the burden of expectation and the desire for the connection outside of you. Like looking for your other half, the one that is supposed to complete you. This is very strong in your social construct. The women have a more challenging time with this because of the social conditioning. Why? For the last several thousand years, women have been socially conditioned to believe that their only value is as a wife and a mother. Beyond that, women are not supposed to want anything more or different. As a result of those beliefs, if you are not in a relationship, you have less value or something is wrong with you. That is why self-love is so important. And I can relate. If I look back on my life, I can say that yes, I've always thought in similar lines of thought, had similar beliefs, but can see it differently now. And I'm glad that I'm seeing it, feeling, and experiencing it differently now. Feels, a lot more freeing not to have that conditioning anymore. For men, the conditioning is a little different. Value is placed on work and money. And in this program that I'm watching, I can also see it, how men struggle with that. So, if you lack money or are unemployed, self-worth issues come to the surface. And that has been some of the challenges that some men had to face this year, where the jobs have either been downsizing or clearing or whatever. And it's so we all had to face aspects of our worth, see our self-worth, whatever our worth was attached to, that gets taken away, or you then nothing. Like if you attach your stuff to possessions and all your possessions are taken away, you feel worthless. If you, whatever there's an attachment to, if that is taken away, it should not affect who you are, because you are who you are. It doesn't matter if you're in the desert or if you're in living in luxury, you should still know your worth. It shouldn't feel, oh, now I'm worthless because I don't have a partner, or now I'm worthless because I don't have money. So it's to check in where you've placed your worth, and if it was outside of yourself, bring it back inside of self, because you are worthy regardless of your current bank statement, regardless of what car you drive, what house you live in, the trophy wife that you have or not, or the trophy husband that you have or not. That doesn't make you more worthy or less worthy. You want to chip in any time, Michelle?
Yeah, no, mine is the opposite to what you're describing. I think my talent has been to I fiercely protected my independence from relationships, not needing anybody, whether it's a romantic relationship, family, friends. It's to not need anybody. Ironically, I've needed people more than the average person needs people. But I literally, from sort of doing shopping for me to at times feeding me and, helping me shower and things like that. There's to some basic things, but I've resisted those things so significantly and then opened myself up to it a year or so ago. And had a completely new experience. There was more balance between the feminine and the masculine. But I found this year has shifted me back to the masculine. It shifted me back to, okay, just focus on the getting things done, the keeping things, for me it was a keeping things healthy, in the bank balance and, those things, keeping all that working. And slip back into a silent resistance. So I'm finding I need to just open up more again around the feminine side. So mine is probably the complete antithesis of yours. But imbalance, just, imbalance is imbalance, regardless of where it lies. So my lesson is the same as you. It's to change some perspective, let go of some resistance, let go of some perceptions, and be open to the new, and be comfortable with that. And it comes back to the judgments as well that we tend to make. That that pattern or that belief, that perception of being a wife, being a mother, all of that was wrong to want it so much, and now this is right. It's to not do that. It's to see there was value in that, there was value in this, and to just be open to whatever is next on that, those destiny paths, whichever comes, whether it's relationship that comes and makes us wives, or girlfriends, or whatever it is. It's to just be in it. When it's parenting, to just be in it. When it's focusing on the business aspect, be in that with as healthy judgments about ourselves and others as possible, with as much love and care and respect for ourselves as the others in that situation. It's not as linear for me as it used to be, but I have found that this year I've tended to default back to, while the world has been in crisis, I've tended to default back to that more masculine thinking of, okay, just focus on the tasks that need to be done and the things that need to be protected. And I can see a change. And now that you're talking today, I'm realizing that some of the changes I've seen in people around me have not actually necessarily been from them. It's quite possibly been because I've changed my perception again. I've changed some of my judgments, and I've changed my behavior. Not consciously, but as my perceptions and my judgments slipped back, my behavior has resorted to some old behavioral patterns. And so I'm not surprised that some of those relationships have changed. Yeah. So very interesting.
I also defaulted back into isolation this year, back into total independence, and all that. And then I thought, I thought I wanted to live, and I still want to have joyful experiences. And I thought, okay, so I think only the last few weeks, I sort of, so if I don't want to be alone all by myself, because I'm alone 24/7, 365 days, except for the clients that I sometimes see, that has been my life. Thought, okay, so what if I ask people for coffee? And everyone that I've asked have said yes. And I've had such nice conversations and get-togethers and discussions. And they said, yeah, but sometimes people think you're busy, and we won't necessarily ask. And I think, but why not? I'm approachable. What I found in that was, it's like we imprison ourselves for as long as we want to imprison ourselves for, or we restrict ourselves for as long as we want to restrict ourselves for. But whenever we open that door, someone on the other side said, yes, I will have tea with you. Yes, I will have a meal with you. Yes, I will do a meditation with you. It's just to ask, just to see wherever there's a restriction. And it is to open. So this destiny card for me is, they say there's always flow, and it will naturally flow, but it's we must just not close. Is it doors that's appropriate to close? Don't get me wrong. There's definitely certain doors that are very appropriate to close, and keep it closed under lock and key. Great minds think alike. But there's other doors. But there's others we have the key in our hand to open up. Open up friendships, open up togetherness, open up joint ventures or stuff. Open up stuff, because when you open up and you allow things to organically flow and develop as it should, then beautiful experiences can come. But don't go and haul all those past things back in. And it's, but in the past, so when you had joint ventures, it didn't work out. I thought everyone is on the same page, but not necessarily. And when egos and control and all manipulation comes in, then it's a mess up. But now, being okay with entering into that again, and not bringing the past fears in, not bringing the past worries or stresses or when it didn't work. It's like having a total different vantage point of, but I'm still operating sort of from pure intent, with integrity, heading in this direction. Who else wants to head in this direction? Okay, but the destiny might be far bigger, or there's a gift for everyone in that, and if everyone pulls their weight, we can work towards this. So what is this? And it's unfolding, and it's blossoming, and it's taking on a life of its own. But my approach to it is also different, and that's nice. It's like, where are we? Because we've got the key. All of us can open up something. What is it that we want to start allowing again, for the flow to happen in that? And it is. Sometimes we have to withdraw from, say, relationships, and the focus is on our businesses again, because it has to be. So there's a time and place for everything. But then as that machine is ticking over and doing as it do, we say, okay, so where's things just a little bit out of balance? So what can I open up for? And it's just that little bit, okay, so what am I opening up for and allowing? What allowance is there? Yeah. Anything you would like to add, Barbara? Yes.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking about what you were both saying. And of course, a relationship is if a relationship is worthwhile, you can make, you don't have to walk away from it, I don't believe. You can make it work by seeing the good in people. And then that's what you will receive. I think if you focus on the good in a person, that's what you will get back. I mean, that's true, right? But then the other thing that I was thinking as well, as relates to me, is that I sometimes find that I pull back from relationships, just not talking lasting relationships, but sort of reaching out to people, because sometimes you just get too much of other people's egos and too much of their drama and too much of the things they say, which triggers stuff that you don't want in you. And so I just pull back a lot of the time from relationships. And I suppose that's not a good thing. I think that's something lacking in me that I obviously need to work on, to sort of open up a little bit more and not get triggered by certain things, or just accept the fact that there are always going to be people who trigger certain negative emotions. So I tend to shy away from relationships. I'm not talking about long-term relationships, but reaching out. And so I don't have a lot of friends as such. And the friends I do have are vetted carefully. They don't trigger, and I only see the good in them, and I only get the good back from them. Those are my friends.
I think a lot of dynamics in friends have changed, and especially when we make big changes in our vantage point, in our spiritual awareness, in our awakened state. It sometimes can be a little bit difficult to have discussions or friendships with totally unawakened, fearful ones that are still operating at a different frequency. And it's not to make a judgment so that you don't necessarily find too much joy in that anymore. It's just like, okay, the universe, I'm open up I'm now opening up the door to new friendship that is more aligned to the vibration that I'm currently operating. It's like sometimes light-hearted stuff is nice. Sometimes deep, meaningful conversations is nice. Sometimes laughter is nice. Sometimes just talking about something else is nice. So it's just to see where's balance needed in your life. What can you open yourself up to? So if you say for instance, anyone, I don't have, because I used to say I don't have relationships with friends. I don't, because I just see my clients. I just work. if my clients don't become friendly with me, it's like
your friend and your client.
yeah, it's like too. Okay,
You got lucky.
Yes. So I am grateful. Okay, but I'm allowing that. It's not. I want to say Dr. Klein privilege, and you keep a distance and you don't talk to. I'm glad to be journeying with a number of people and seeing the changes and having teas afterwards and just allowing it to be, because a lot of people also at work, if they just work, their work colleagues becomes I want to say their drinking buddies or their friends, the ones that they have coffee with quickly and coffee chat, and they become friends, and a lot of other relationships forms at work. So it's you're sort of placed in certain environments, and it can organically develop into friendships, or it doesn't have to. And if it is where people, it's like the last time when I had discussions with my dad, I mean, he just chooses to talk about all that's fearful. And it's like when you say it's not nice or it triggers you, whatever, if you don't want to have those kinds of discussions, just limit those kinds of experiences. And then say, okay, you know what, I would like to talk more about this. And it's where you reminded me of how Barbara and myself met was, I once thought, okay, so I want more spiritual people. I want to meet more people, so I had a meetup. And I forgot that I had a meetup group years ago. And she came to one of the meetups because all her friends immigrated to overseas. And then she was late, and she came to this weird lady that was talking about all this stuff, and we did meditation, and it was interesting that the people that were part of that circle that day, if you can still remember one of the beautiful messages that the one lady said, because we all come with certain, I want to say, woundings from the past, but when you see the blessing of that and the gift in that to others or whatever, then see a different vantage point, and it changes the way you think and feel about yourself. So, and it is. Sometimes if it's not out there, then to create it, it's in our destiny. We can create everything. It's like, what do we want more of? Yeah. And believe that we can. Believe that
I think
we can.
also,
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think also it's a question of relationships. There's got to be some sincerity. There's got to be some depth.
Yes.
You know, you can't just rush out and have a million friends, you know, and they just annoy the hell out of you. And so they're not your friend for very long, because you just avoid them because they're annoying.
Yeah.
But but you do need some people that you can actually relate to and understand. And even if they don't always agree with you or on the same path, you know that deep down you have a connection of some sort. Yeah.
It's to see, how do you feel when you interact with them? Does it leave you feel good, or that was terrible? They just totally drained every sap of life out of me. And he goes like, so some sort of stimulate energies, and the energies bounce off, and some are just draining, and they just take.
Yeah.
So it's and I've realized it's in this day and age, a lot of people are lonely and alone, and sometimes unhealthy aloneness. Alone is good, and trust me, I love my downtime and my own time and quiet time. And if I want to have an afternoon snooze, I can, and I can do all the things that I want to do guilt-free. If I want to go for a walk, I can just go walk. So I love the freedom of that, but there's also a part of me that sometimes just want to connect and just want to chat and just want to laugh and have fun and just where people are. So it's just to allow balance. It's not to restrict us. This is very strong in the social construct. Well, okay, we were talking about women finding no value in themselves if they're not a wife or not a mother, and even people that have just decided to get married and not have children. The issues that women will come is like, it was a bad not wanting children, because if everybody else wants and you don't want that, you don't give yourself permission to be different. You think there must be something wrong with you, and it's to release all the things of there must be something wrong with me if I want this. Our difference. We should value and appreciate our difference, honor and cherish our difference, because our differences makes us who we are and who we're meant to be. And then the men with the money issues. So generally speaking, for a man, it is about asserting what is tangible, and for women, it is about emotional connection. Women get locked into idea of wanting a relationship, and men have a challenging time expressing their emotions since from the very young age they were taught to suppress them. So it's like we want opposite things from the partner. So it's like it's a challenge for men to see things from a woman's vantage point and women seeing things from a man's vantage point. So they say, just take a deep breath, and I'm going to leave it at that. And we'll end off there, and then we'll continue next week again. Because I guess I think one thing that I said to you, I can't remember who, but it's like sometimes we have to pretend that we don't know what self-love is. To try and work out what could it be more, because self-love has so many faces, applications, implications, and there's so many parts of our life that we can integrate it. But self-love is like knowing when to say no, knowing how to set boundaries, knowing when to take time out. It's like when I feel I go in the red, I know I need to withdraw from people, withdraw from myself, withdraw from the computer, withdraw from everything, and just be. And then I can allow nature sort of and natural settings to recalibrate me to the vibration that I want to be, and then I can engage again. And then I need to withdraw again, and then I can engage again. But if I just engage, I'll be in the red, and I'll be, I think, like a bull in a china shop, and I will not be a pleasure, or like a porcupine, but just stay away. So if we overstimulate it, it has a negative effect. But if we understimulate it, it can also not be healthy. Okay, so we'll end off there. Welcome to this guided meditation about self-love. I want you just to close your eyes, breathing in deeply and exhaling fully. With each in-breath, taking in the consciousness and awareness that's available to you now. And with each out-breath, release all that no longer serves you, in order for you to be shining lighter and lighter, brighter and brighter. And just allow this tone, this vibration, this frequency to go in, through, and around your body as you just relax. slow, deep breaths. Expand your abdomen as you breathe in, and contract your abdomen as you breathe out. Let it go, set it free, let it be. Becoming more and more relaxed, more and more at ease, more and more at peace. Calling in the full essence and presence of Father, Mother, God, the great central sun, the source of all that is. Calling forth the blessing of God and the angels. And just allow yourself to be in surrendered state. As if you are similar to floating on the water in a pool. And I want you just to visualize yourself now being in your forest and swimming in the body of water. Be it a lake, be it the river. Being in the beautiful temperature water, allow it to cleanse your body, your energy field. Allow it to refresh and revitalize you on a cellular level. Allow the high energy of the water to energize you. And for a moment, just allow yourself to lie back and float on this water. Feel the support. And feel the sun gently shining its beautiful rays, the blessed rays of God pouring upon you. Filling up your energy levels. And in this quiet reflection time, I want you now to allow yourself to become aware of the thought forms, the belief systems, the attitudes, the self-talk that is indicative of low self-esteem, low self-worth, low self-love, and whatever there is that needs changing in your life. Allowing yourself to receive that now, to receive the insight, the understanding, to change the way you see yourself, to change the way you feel about yourself, and to change the way you think about yourself. To change your relationship with yourself now, calling in yourself to appear before you. And I want you to listen to the messages that your higher self wants you to know and remember. Who you truly are. How much you are loved. Just allow yourself to listen and feel. Feel the love that you are in your truth. Feel your worth. Feel the blessings. Breathe in the peace. Breathe in the harmony. Breathe in the love. Breathe in the light. Breathe in the joy. Breathe in the hope. Breathe in victory and success. Exhale any conflict and defeat. Breathe in victory and success. And become fully conscious, fully aware of the stage of transformation that you are currently in. And wherever you are, whatever process you are in, that honor and respect yourself, love yourself, nurture yourself. For when you come out of the cocoon, the new you would express itself in a new way. With more love emanating from self, more confidence emanating from self, more security within self, more strength, more worth. Whatever belief systems still need to be tweaked and changed in order for you to magnetically attract into you the destiny of your highest potentials, the highest probable timelines, and the people that you'll synchronistically meet to fulfill those. Just allow yourself to gravitate and flow in that direction with no resistance. Feel the effortlessness within co-creating your highest potentials with others in this now timeline. Being still, being confident, still within your confidence. Feel the light emanating from you. I want you just to sense within yourself if you are ready for this new. You are going to unlock the doors of opportunity with the key around your neck. Now, as you step out from the water, following the light to a door. This is your time now to use this key to unlock it. And to step into the new. A new dawn has begun. Allowing for pleasant surprises. And for mysteries to unfold. Turning into your intuition. And allowing it to be your compass. Following your strongest intuitive feelings on your journey from this day forward. And say right to all those opportunities that comes your way, that excite you, invigorate you, enlighten you. Follow that which brings up this excitement within you, that which feels right. And also take heed of the times that you get a big no within your bodily responses. Trust the wisdom of your innate. Be totally in tune with you. And make sure that your destiny marker is towards your highest and greatest potential. Fill it with joy. Fill it with love. Let those be the companions steering your journey. Do what you do with love and with joy in your heart, in your mind, and in your soul. And gently feel yourself coming back, a more integrated version of yourself, a more self-loving version of you, excited about your destiny. And I want you then to visualize the most beautiful silver, golden bubble of light coming in all around you. The silver, golden bubble of light coming down the front of your body, the back of your body, the left side and the right side of your body, and gently tuck beneath your feet, 2 feet below you. Visualizing a cord, a grounding cord that you take deep down into the earth, into the heartbeat of Mother Earth, and anchoring yourself within the crystal core of Mother Earth. Feel the support of Mother Earth along the crystalline grid, coming back up to your grounding cord and into your silver, golden bubble of light. Feel your connection to the source of all that is, the great central sun, Father, Mother, God. Be connected as above, so below. The only way that you can reach your destiny and destined timelines for yourself. And gently come back. Start rotating your feet, rotating your hands, and stretching, making sure that you're properly back into your body, back into this now, back into this timeline. Maria is still coming too. Well, she's acclimatizing to a human body again.
And I came back with a little bit of resistance.
Yes,
I have to confess. I need to just stay in my la la land.
I found that very strongly. So Barbara, how was that for you?
It was, I felt so much, well, I felt lots of love in that. And the message I got very clearly, because I mean, self-love is something I battle with, and also it's something I think most of us do. But the message I got very clearly is to stop having such high expectations of myself. Don't judge, stop judging myself for not being the person that I have these overly high expectations of. So for not being a brilliant musician, or for having not done something famous in my life or something like that, don't judge myself for that. Just accept myself as I am, who I am, and only then can I actually start to love myself. So that was my message. It was loud and clear, and I felt the love coming, and I just felt loved. It was amazing. Thank you.
Beautiful. It's a very powerful and a very pertinent and beautiful message, and I can definitely also take that one. Yes, very nice. And for you?
For me, the message was surprising. I've progressed from complete lack of self-love. It was just self-neglect, self-judgment, so all those places that I was in, and I have made significant progress. When there was an indication that there's a difference, I need to see the difference between self-care and self-love. And I think I've progressed to self-care well. But I think there's room for the love to grow. And I think that there's a big difference. And I think, I think there's things linked to that have been going on this year that now can progress if I just digest that a little bit more and look at this difference between what I've been thinking was self-love. It's actually been self-care, which is good. There's been progress, but there's growth to happen on the self-love part. Yes. You see why I didn't want to come back on? All this important information going on now. Yeah, thanks. It was really, really important. Profound. Thank you.
Yeah. For me, also felt lots of love, lots of serenity, peacefulness, weightlessness, but very optimistic about having sort of stepping into the new dawn, into the new. Don't feel like there's any baggages or anything. It just feels open. It just feels clear. It just feels, and there can be more allowances of those experiences, of those things. It's when we relate to others, it's to always just check in, but what is it mirroring back to me? Because we can easily see, I want to say, fault in others or mistakenly thinking in others. Why do they think that way? Oh, okay, wait a minute. So where am I thinking similar that I can recognize it? Or what is it that I need to tweak and change? You can see where others don't have self-love. So others are actually our teachers. So take that wisdom and say, thank you for showing this now to me. I can now see what a lack of self-love is. I can see what the lack of self-worth is. Okay, I take note. I will do that more for myself. I will give that more for myself. So, and sometimes the little joys in grandchildren that teaches us unconditional love and acceptance of who we are. Barbara?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I was going to say is gone out of my head now. Maybe it'll come back. I'll send you the message if it comes back. It was I can't remember what I was going to say. Old age, I think.
We were talking about others reflecting back at you and taking self-worth, taking self-love. Not triggering anything now?
I can't remember.
Okay. But I look forward to when it comes back to you.
Okay.
So thank you for joining us in this beautiful, pure energy.
Well, thank you for being available.
Being available, yes. And showing up. Yes. Thank you. I've got a feeling that you might be pleasantly surprised with whenever you get to do your soul code reading and seeing that there's more to you than you have acknowledged within yourself.
Well, I'm actually going to. I'm being pushed, Fiona, to go and see her on a daily basis. I'm getting pushed, so I think it's time. I need to do it, and I probably will do it this week. And
it will be your act of self-love. Allowing yourself to receive it will be also an act.
I think it'll be my act of self-care, because I know exactly what the difference is, and self-love and self-care. And I have been working on the self-care side as well, but ignoring the self-love side, still not loving myself, not loving who I am. And yeah.
And we love you. You're really lovable.
Thank you. As long as we all love each other, that's the main thing.
Yes. Love all around.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you. Have a beautiful weekend.
Bye.
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 Bye. Bye.
Bye.